All right, now we're going to start the Kinetic Typography project for After Effects. This is, again, if you polled half of my class, half of my students would say it's the best thing ever. If you polled the other half, they would say it's the worst thing ever. I think it has a ton of potential. It is challenging in that it's going to be tedious and it's going to take some time, but if you take the time and do it right, it's a really, really fun and cool project. So first thing I'm going to do, in the same project I've been working in, see I've got After Effects training up here. I'm going to go to Composition and New Composition. I'm going to name it Kinetic Typography. If I could spell today, that would be great. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to have it, I'm going to say 3 minutes. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be. Yours is going to be about 120 words is your goal. And I want to put this on 29.97 here. But yours is going to be, again, about 120 words. So the length depends on how fast the words are spoken. So now I have a new timeline, new composition here, and I messed up by deleting everything. So I'm going to Window, Workspace, Reset Standard. I'm going to double-click Kinetic Typography and put it down there. Now, the important thing is that you understand that each word must be a different layer. So what I've done is I've gone and I've picked my song. It's Lecrae's Say I Won't with Andy Mineo. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push this over to the side, and I'm going to pull up After Effects. So now I have two skinny windows, which is okay because I don't really need a lot of stuff in After Effects right now. And it actually helps that I don't have a ton of stuff. So a new tool that I'm going to teach you now, it's a pretty simple one. It's the text tool. It's here with T. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to type in the first word, save. And then I'm going to hit enter next to the numbers. And notice that it makes it a new layer. And then I'm going to hit, you can click, or you can hit Control, Alt, Shift, T, which is what I will do. Say I, Control, Alt, Shift, T. And I keep, in between every word, I'm hitting the enter next to the numbers. And once I'm done with those three, actually I'm going to do a couple more. And it doesn't matter that I can't really see, because it's going to put them at the center. What I'm doing is just creating the same word. Now I'm at scared, Control Shift T, to hit enter next to the number pad, T, and then the word B. You can see that they're coming in down there in my layers palette down here. So one more, different, and then I'm going to put the question mark. Okay, so now I have the first line. Say I won't, why y'all scared to be different, with a question mark. And you see here, matches that. So a really cool thing that you can do is you can click here, select them all, and hit Control D, and you see that it duplicates them, and you move them up. So now my first two lines are done. And what I'm going to do is change all of these to fuchsia so that I know, okay, there's the first line and the second line. So what I'm going to do is shut all these guys down, go back up here, and do the same thing, Control, Alt, Shift, T, and say, and then hit enter next to the number pad. Now you understand why this is going to be a little tedious, but at the end of the process, it's a really cool thing that you can put together if you take your time and do the foundational stuff. You don't really have an option because it is an assignment. You're all smart enough to do this. I assure you of that, else I wouldn't assign it. But it's just kind of the monotony of it, and I hit the wrong thing. Control Shift T. You just kind of have to do this for a while until you get to your magic 120 or so layers. I'm at 30 right now, so you see that doesn't take a long time. There's no real way to shortcut this. Okay, so there's my next line right here. So I'm going to click here. Change that. Let's go yellow. And I'm going to turn them off. And I'm going to go back up to the top. Control Shift Alt T. and you see how difficult this really is. It's not at all. You can just sit down and do it real quick. Wrong thing. So Shift T, Shift T, and again, between each word, I am hitting the Enter button next to the numbers. So let's change the colors on these to aqua. Turn them off. Come up to the top. Close with T. T. Unfortunately for most of you, whatever song or poem you choose, or whatever it is you choose to do this to, you'll probably hate it when it's done, to be honest with you. So find something you really like right now, because you're not going to for long. T. And you see that it just takes some time. But again, there are some shortcuts, and you're about to see another one right here. Remember, we can duplicate things more than once. So what I've got here is this gets repeated 3 times. So duplicate, drag that up. Change the color. We're going to go lavender. Duplicate. Drag that up. We're going to change the color to peach. So now I have, let me finish this last line. And at this point, turning off and on the layers is very important, because all of the words are in the same spot. So let me just do this. T, Shift T, draw, and then duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now they're all in there. So I'm going to just do the chorus for this one. I will finish it out over the next week or so, but for the sake of this lesson, I'm going to do just the chorus. So I've already downloaded my audio. Hopefully you have your audio in MP3 format, or you can get it online. From somewhere. We can talk about how to get that audio in another thing in class. But now I'm just going to come over here and double click, just like I would if I were bringing in new video elements. And somewhere down here is down here. If I were a good teacher, I would have saved it somewhere specific and not in just my downloads file, but we know how that goes. So hang on just a minute, I'll find it and come right back. Alright, so I found it. It's right here. If I had just been smart enough to spell, I would have found it earlier, but we know how that is. It's Monday. So here, there it is. I imported it. So, this is where it gets a little tricky. What I always do, because the first layers are going to be at the bottom, because they were the first ones you put in, is I put the audio down there. Alright, so now I have the audio. There's nothing there, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up the first line. Okay, so here we go. All the way there. Alright. Now, if you twirl down right here, or just click on the layer and hit L twice, you'll get the WAV files. And you hold down Control, you're able to hear the words. Now, this is the part where most people go, I can't do this. Alright, I'm clicking and dragging there, and you can hear it say I won't. That's important. So there's say. So here we go. I'm just going to click. And notice that when I click, it doesn't just drag. I don't want to drag it like that. I want to click the edge and pull it in like that. So now, alright, so say is on time. We know I is right behind it, so we're going to bring that there. And you can click and drag the I. Let's And these layers, where you position them right now doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of getting so you can see where it is.
Say I won't.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm holding down Control and dragging. So there's won't, and it's right here. So here we go again.
Say I won't.
Okay, see how that popped in just right?
Why up?
So now Y is right here. Let's move these guys up. And this isn't going to be the final placement of them. I'm just getting them up here so I can tie the, make sure the words come in correctly in terms of timing.
Say I won't. Why y'all scared?
Okay. So again, it's just a matter of finessing this a little bit. And what I can do here as well is hold down Control and select all of them, because I know they're all going to be right here. And then pull them in this way. Alright, so there's that. So there's y'all right there. So they're scared. So this is what you're going to do. I mean, this is the process, and this is why this project takes a couple of weeks, because it just is doing this for every word. I'm going to pause for a moment, get some of them knocked out, and come back so you don't have to watch this as we're getting along in the video. Okay, so a couple of things that I did while I was away. I moved the audio up as I worked through the layers, because as you can see, the layers kind of move away from the audio, and you need to be able to see these waves here to understand where the words are going to begin and end. The other thing that I've done is I went ahead and finished that first little hook. So, say I won't, why y'all scared to be different, right here. Now, if I just leave these words like this, they're going to go on forever. So what I suggest is you click right here, and notice the difference in these and this one. On this one I made a mistake, so I have to fix that differently. So I'm going to drag these all the way to where I want them to go away, and the same thing with this one. And I'll mark that with my current time indicator. So now with this guy, I'm kind of in a jam, because instead of dragging the end like this, like I was supposed to, I drug the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is put this right here where that's supposed to come in, and I'm going to zoom back out a little bit, drag this until I get to the end, which shouldn't be far. There it is. I'm going to drag that right there. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this guy the other direction back to here. You see that it kind of snapped in, and voila. So now this is what it looks like. And I'll go back in and do the decorative, the O, and all that stuff in just a moment.
Say I won't. Why y'all scared to be different?
So now what I'm going to do for the next set of words is I know that they're not going to start before right here. Okay? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go ahead and hide these guys and lock them. All right? Then I'm going to go up here to this next set of words, and I'm going to show them. And I'm going to hold down Shift and select all of them. See how they're all selected? I'm going to drag them all to right here. So that way, they're not going to show up before they need to. All right, and then it's the same thing over and over. And I could probably, if I wanted to, and if I were smart, you should be smart, click here, bring these back this way, because you know they're not going to be up for long. All right, so that's the whole process, start to finish. I will finish this up and show you the final product for what I'll have here in just a little bit. But again, if you just notice here that even at this first chorus, I'm almost done with the project at 73 word layers. So we're going to go over it in class. It's a fun project. Don't quit. Don't have a quitter's mentality. And it's going to be a good time. So you can make something really awesome if you try. find a song that you like, find a poem or a verse or whatever you like, find something that you could be passionate about and make something really awesome.